People fucked for thousands of years without any real protection. No pills, no rubbers, nothing. Every single time was straight up rolling the dice. One wrong move and you could end up with a dead wife in childbirth, too many kids to feed, or some nasty disease eating you alive. Back in prehistoric days, it was simple and messy. Desire hit, they went at it. Babies came when they came. Tribes just dealt with whatever happened. No one had a clever trick to stop it. Ancient Egyptians were wild with it. Women shoved crocodile shit mixed with honey up there before sex. Others tried pomegranate juice. Sometimes it kinda worked. Most of the time it didn't. And infections were brutal. The Greeks and Romans acted like they invented sex. Ovid wrote these dirty how-to guides that guys passed around. Temples had sacred hookers as part of religion. Still, nobody wanted 15 kids starving in the house. After the act, some people would jump around like idiots or sneeze hard, praying gravity would fix everything. Romans lost their minds over this one plant called silphium from Libya. It actually worked pretty well, so they harvested the hell out of it until the whole species disappeared. Funny enough, its heart-shaped seed might be the reason we still draw hearts for love. Magic was everywhere. Women carried little bags with weasel balls, wolf teeth, cat bones, you name it. Some walked in circles around pregnant wolf piss chanting spells. Others stuck weird amulets inside themselves. When you're scared of another pregnancy, you'll try literally anything. Let me be real with you about the Middle Ages. The church was ruthless, sex only for making babies, and only in missionary. Everything else? Straight to hell. Pulling out was called the sin of Onan, and priests screamed about it. But normal people did it anyway because it was the only thing that kinda worked. Midwives quietly told women to use vinegar sponges or half a lemon. Some desperate girls pushed pebbles or iron bits up there. A lot of them paid for it with horrible infections. Chastity belts weren't as medieval as movies show. Most real ones came later, in the 1800s. Guys used them to control their women, stop cheating, prevent rape on long trips, or stop them touching themselves. Those things caused pain and infections like crazy. 18th century was a whole different circus. Casanova sliced lemons and used the halves as diaphragms, while sleeping with half of Europe. He wrote everything down in his memoirs like a bragging asshole. In China, rich women drank Mercury potions. Many died from the poison before any baby could show up. Japanese girls used little fabric balls. Indians had their own secret herbal mixes passed down by midwives. Victorians were the biggest hypocrites. They covered piano legs because it looks too sexual. Doctors wrote that good wives shouldn't enjoy sex at all. Meanwhile, London was drowning in prostitutes and secret dirty books sold like hotcakes. There's this story about couples cutting holes in sheets so they wouldn't have to see each other naked. Might be bullshit, but it feels true for that era. After 1492, syphilis came like a nightmare. They called it the French disease. It rotted your face, drove you crazy, no real medicine, just mercury that often killed you faster. People became terrified of touching each other. Lots of couples switched to anal, oral, or just hands to avoid making kids. Church hated it, called it unnatural, but people did what they had to do. Lots of couples switched to anal, oral, or just hands to avoid making kids. Church hated it, called it unnatural, but people did what they had to do. Not many talk about this, but during the Islamic Golden Age, Arab doctors wrote down dozens of herbal recipes and even early IUD-like things with silk and herbs. In Africa, tribes used certain roots and barks that actually had spermicidal effects. Midwives kept this knowledge close. The big change hit in the 1800s. After World War I, armies started handing out millions of condoms. Then the pill came in the 60s and everything exploded. Women could finally have sex without the constant fear of ruining their entire life. One mistake back then could destroy everything. Dead mother, starving family, social shame that never went away. Modern stuff changed all of that. Women got real control. Families got smaller. The world got richer and better educated. Next time you grab a condom or take a pill, just think about it for a second. Your ancestors had none of this shit. They took the risk every single time. We're lucky as hell to live in this era. But there is so much more to the story. In ancient India, the Kama Sutra described not only positions, but also various herbal pastes and oils meant to prevent conception. Some recipes included rock salt, honey, and specific plant extracts applied before sex. Traditional Ayurvedic healers kept these formulas secret within families for generations. In medieval Japan, samurai families worried about too many heirs splitting the land. They used special herbal teas made from wild plants and even practiced a form of rhythm method based on moon cycles, though it failed often. Geishas had their own discreet methods passed down in the pleasure districts. During the Renaissance in Italy, noble families used goat bladders as early condom prototypes. They were expensive and only for the rich. Meanwhile, poor people relied on coitus interruptus and prayers. Some women drank strong herbal decoctions containing rue or pennyroyal, which could cause miscarriage but also killed the mother in many cases. In 16th century France, prostitutes used balls of wool soaked in vinegar or lemon juice as barriers. This practice spread across European brothels. Doctors of the time documented cases where these methods caused severe irritation and ulcers. Native American tribes had their own traditions. Some used stone seed plant root tea as a contraceptive. Others practiced extended breastfeeding, which naturally suppressed ovulation for longer periods. Certain tribes in the Southwest used dried prickly pear cactus in creative ways. In 19th century rural Russia, peasant women used various folk methods including inserting camphor or placing copper coins inside. Midwives recommended drinking infusions of tansy or savin, which were toxic and frequently led to poisoning. The Ottoman Empire had sophisticated medical texts that listed over 40 different contraceptive recipes, including suppositories made from pomegranate peel and alum. These were shared among elite women in harems. By the early 20th century, before the pill, American women used the first diaphragms fitted by doctors in secret clinics. These rubber devices were revolutionary but still required fitting and spermicide jelly that was hard to get. Even in the 1940s and 50s, many couples in Europe still relied on the calendar method and withdrawal because condoms were either too expensive or embarrassing to buy openly. Soldiers brought back knowledge from the war, but civilian access remained limited in many countries. All these methods show how desperate humans were to control reproduction long before science gave us reliable tools. Some worked by luck, most failed painfully. The fear was constant. Every intimate moment carried the weight of potential life-changing consequences. We complain today about minor side effects of modern birth control, but our ancestors faced death, disease, and lifelong poverty with almost every encounter. The progress we have now is insane when you look back at the real history.